Time out for differences. Hey, Theory.
Huh?
Look up Castle de Mort Easter egg.
Okay, I found this on the web, the Castle de Mort Easter egg. Check it out.
In this video, I'm going to break down the Citadel Daymore intro cutscene. There is so much to discuss, as there is quite a bit of storyline lore going back to Black Ops 4, Vanguard, and Cold War that can fly by, and without context, you might not understand. So my job is to give you as much detail and fully explain everything in this cutscene. So if you like the sound of that, then buckle up, smash the thumbs up button on this video, and make sure you subscribe, because 76% of you watching this channel are not subscribed, and with the gameplay trailer due any day now, I'd hate for you to miss it. Starting from the very first frame, the location we're given is Principality of Avalon. We were told this at the end of the Terminus Easter egg cutscene, and in terms of time frame, this takes place 6 days after both Terminus and Liberty Falls. The scene begins, we get to see the clear alcohol and cigarette addiction that a certain Sergei Ravenov has gotten himself into, clearly reminiscing on the good old days. We hear over the tannoy that Ravenov's services are required and that the professor needs another beating. We'll get more into exactly who that is in a moment, because it's incredibly important. But clearly Ravenov is ignoring the orders that he's being set by the person over the tannoy, who we were told by Sam at the end of the Terminus cutscene is a man named Franco, who was the head of the French Syndicate. The French Syndicate is a criminal syndicate who have aligned themselves with Project Janus to help Edward Richtofen gather information on the Sentinel artifact and to interrogate a professor named Gabriel Kraft, who we'll go into in a moment. Now, at this point in time, Sergei Ravenov works for the French Syndicate as an enforcer. At some point between the end of Cold War Zombies in 1985 and to 1991, Ravenov has ceased to exist on all official government records. But somehow, at this point, he's been employed by the Syndicate and ultimately Edward Richtofen to find the Sentinel artifact. At this point, however, Ravenov is clearly angry, frustrated, and no longer wants to be part of this, and is reminiscing on the old days during Cold War Zombies when he first met up with Samantha Maxis before the events of Firebase Z. The first meeting was in Romania, in which Ravenov gave her crucial information regarding Omega Group's plans. This is really cool because we never actually see this within Cold War Zombies, and it's the first ever imagery of their first meeting. And on the back of the photo, there is a message from Maxis that says, "Forever in your debt, Maxis." And this is so sad because Maxis is trapped within the Dark Ether, seemingly forever, and may as well be considered dead. And she can never repay the debt that she owes Ravenov. And thanks to Modern Warfare Zombies, we know that Ravenov and the crew try their hardest to save Samantha, but can't. Later on, learn that Ravenov has a daughter with Samantha called Ava, who he's had to live a good 30 years hiding from the world in order to keep her safe. And at the end of Modern Warfare Zombies, Ravenov loses her too. So no matter what Ravenov does, there is always tragedy tied to it. But as the crew first enter the room, listen to this sound effect. That is clearly a round jingle from Citadel Daymore, which sounds absolutely awesome. Now, as the dedicated crew make their way into the room, you can see that Ravenov is clearly shocked to see these characters 5 years later. He's also extremely angry to see Dr. Tech emerge behind them. As in the events of Cold War, he was constantly an enemy working for Omega Group against our characters and Maxis. But Weaver tries to calm him down by mentioning that they are looking for someone named Gabriel Kraft. And this is where the crossover of timelines from older Zombies games begins to start, as Gabriel Kraft is one of the main characters from Call of Duty Vanguard Zombies. Gabriel Kraft is a demonologist and a studier of the occult, and has spent most of his life studying the ideology of demons within religious belief and myth, and during World War II was captured by SS Oberfuhrer Wolfram von List, leader of a German faction called Die Warheit, faction who led several expeditions across the globe to find various mythical artifacts and ancient ruins which were tied to several elder gods, with runes being discovered in Egypt, Mexico. The main rune that Wolfram von List was looking for was that tied to Cortifex the Deathless, the most powerful of the elder gods, which would gain him the ability to raise and command an army of the dead to win World War II. Horrified by what he was seeing, Gabriel Kraft sealed himself in a room in Stalingrad as part of the first Vanguard Zombies map, Duran Fang, where he was magically sealed away by a spell in a book called the Tome of Rituals. Throughout Vanguard Zombies, Kraft would act as guidance to help us recover a missing page from the Tome of Rituals, as well as recover a mirror from Shino Numa for the final confrontation against Cortifex the Deathless. But what happened to Professor Gabriel Kraft from this point, from 1994 up until 1991, remains unknown. And according to Treyarch, he is a man who should not be alive. So exactly how he survived all this long remains a mystery for now. We have never physically seen him in a Zombies map before. He's only ever been someone that has spoken to us, but we've never actually physically seen. But why is he so important, and why does Ravenov and the French Syndicate have him held hostage on this map? Well, during Vanguard Zombies Ishinonuma, there is one single radio from Gabriel Kraft who describes someone that he admired as a personal hero called Alistair Rhodes, who was an amateur demonologist who wrote about objects of power he called Sentinel artifacts. Now, this Alistair Rhodes character is actually connected to the Black Ops 4 Zombies Chaos storyline, in which Alistair Rhodes is the father of the main female character in that group called Scarlet Rhodes, who, as mentioned, was a demonologist searching for items called the Sentinel artifacts. These are a set of ancient artifacts created by a mystery group known as the Nine, try and harness the power of an ancient material called prima materia, which is believed to be the first ever original material that made up the universe. The Nine used this prima materia to create these relics known as Sentinel artifacts, which, when activated, would invoke trials to test the worthiness of the person who activated it. This created the events of the Black Ops 4 Zombies maps, with trials happening on the Titanic, trials happening in a Roman Colosseum, trials happening in ancient Greece. Once activated, the person has to either complete that trial or they face permanent death. And completing trials gave that person access to pieces of prima materia's knowledge that the Nine wield. This is the power that Richtofen is looking out for, and is why he has hired the French Syndicate in order to try and find. The AI Samantha has told us that Richtofen is looking for this artifact, and that if our characters can get their hands on it before Richtofen, then they could potentially use the Sentinel artifact to try and save Maxis and bring her out of the Dark Ether. which is why they've ended up here on this map. Now, going back to Gabriel Kraft, the last time we saw him in Vanguard Zombies was in 1944, which is nearly 50 years before the events of Black Ops 6 Zombies, and he looked like this in Vanguard. So if we do see him in this map, he might look extremely old, because he already did back then. Although I'm willing to believe that Gabriel Kraft might not actually look any older than he did in 1944. That could all be due to Prima Materia, because in the Chaos storyline, Prima Materia can effectively make someone completely immortal. And furthermore, this can add to be why Kraft is so fascinating to Richtofen, not only for the knowledge on the Sentinel artifact, but the Prima Materia and how exactly to use it. Now, a massive question which hasn't been answered yet is how Richtofen even knows about the Sentinel artifact and Prima Materia, as obviously he's learned this all from Gabriel Kraft, but how did he know about Gabriel to begin with is one huge mystery which I'm sure we're going to have explained in this map, which is very exciting, as it's likely to fill in some of the gaps of what happened to Eddie immediately after he left the old universe of Tag der Toten to begin his new life in this new universe. The only thing we know is that Eddie and Samantha were at one point separated, with Samantha growing up in West Germany in an orphanage. She graduated from the Heidelberg University in 1973, which gives us a rough time frame of between the 1950s and 60s that Eddie grew up and learned about the Sentinel artifact and Prima Materia. Now, the main bit of evidence we have so far in the Dark Ether story to suggest how Eddie learned about Prima Materia and the Sentinel artifacts is from Gabriel Kraft's own personal journal, which was in the Requiem archives and is referenced as an intel in the later seasons. We have 2 different pages from this journal, and with it being within the Requiem archives, this means that this is originally something that was in Richtofen's possession, something that he chose to learn from and then hid it in the archives away from anyone else at Requiem from being able to find it. Now, the 2 different pages don't show much, but it shows different rune symbols that Kraft discovered on his discoveries, which all match to different pieces of rune magic, as well as symbols that tie to different items that were tied to elder gods. But the big question here is, because Richtofen had access to Kraft's journal, clearly that is how he learned about the very concept of the Sentinel artifacts. How did Richtofen even know to investigate Gabriel Kraft and to have possession of his journal? This is a complete mystery at the moment. There are a few scenarios that could make sense. One could be that he just somehow learned about his existence and stole his journal, which seems unlikely. Then the more likely case is that he learned of Gabriel Kraft's existence somehow. But how would you just randomly find out about a demonologist professor who just so happens to know exactly how Dark Ether rune magic works, as well as learn about the Sentinel artifacts? I think this is something that we're going to learn a lot more of in this map specifically, but I have seen a few theories thrown around, most popular by Todd Northbacks over on Twitter, who shared the possible theory that what if Gabriel Kraft was a mentor to Richtofen during his upbringing in this new universe? Basing it off the year of Samantha's graduation being in the mid-70s, this would mean that potentially 10 to 20 years after Vanguard, Gabriel Kraft may have met Richtofen when he was much younger and either mentored him to teach him all about the Sentinel artifacts and everything he learned during the Vanguard Zombies timeline, or there is some alternative scenario that happened here in which Richtofen somehow learned of Gabriel Kraft and learned about his findings, somehow got hold of his journal. Because in this map, the professor is being held prisoner essentially by Richtofen to try and get information out of him about Prima Materia, meaning that information about it wasn't kept in this journal. There was probably a reason for that, to keep it secret as possible so it couldn't fall into the wrong hands. So I'm really excited to see what the outcome is of what truly happened with Richtofen's upbringing, him to learn about Gabriel Kraft. But it's such an interesting dynamic, and I can't wait to see that unfold in this map. And near the end of the trailer, we see some interesting chemistry happen between Ravenov and Maya, as she proudly boasts that she's come here to kill his boss, and is that a problem? Now, why does she have such hate for Ravenov's boss? Well, many years ago, her and her brother Nathan were requested by the French syndicate to smuggle several refugees to them for handoff. These smuggled refugees would soon start going missing, along with Maya's brother Nathan. Maya tried to ask Franco where her brother went, but got no answer. She later realized that Nathan had been sold to Project Janus as part of their experimentation that was going down on Terminus Island. And during the map's Easter egg, we learned that alongside Patient 13, Nathan was unfortunately another cog in Dr. Mody's experimentation, as Nathan had been transformed into an amalgamation. Heartbroken from this revelation of having to kill her own brother, It swears vengeance on Multimony and Franco, the head of the British syndicate, for causing all of this. And it's at this point that Ravenov senses an urgent confidence, lining with the same thought process as Maya in wanting to seek revenge and kill Franco. Up until now, he was too much in the camp to do so. While Trooper united with Ravenov, that was the little push he needed to finally go ahead and disassociate himself from the French syndicate entirely. And that's the entire storyline so far leading into Citadel Day more. With this map's Easter egg, we are likely to find Gabriel Craft and help him escape, but I highly doubt we'll see the Sentinel artifacts so soon into the DLC season, as we'll probably see that a little later down the line. If you enjoyed this video, you learned something new that you didn't know as well, let me know in the comments and by putting a thumbs up, as I'd really appreciate that. And but even more BO6 always do this, check out this video on your screen right now.
Motherfucker!
That might have been the best minute of my entire life. Deploy chopper down on the knocked off speed. Magic bubblegum. What's the worst that can happen? Good to go.
What the fuck is this? Man, what the fuck? fuck was that, bro? That shit was a fucking pistol. Chachas. Go, go.
Awesome. Free to roll. Destroy the enemy. Your attack. Find another way. UAV established overhead.
That was a shit spawn.
Enemy Hostile counter UAV established above. Enemy RTSC detected.
Good shot.
Made it defeated.
Solid job, Nathan.
Motherfucker! Guys are fucking gay, bro.
There you go.
What the fuck was that, bro? The fuck, guys? What the fuck, man? Fucking piece of shit.
Stand down, prisoner.
Battle goes to the bolt.